Welcome to Murder Tales Shorts, true crime at its bloody best. I'm H.N. Lloyd. It's not often that I feel sorry for a murderer, but in the case of Clifford Jones, I rarely do. Clifford was only 24, he'd married when he was 19 and his wife, Irene, was only 18. As they settled down to married life, the Second World War erupted, and Clifford was called up to serve his king and country. Clifford took part in the Dunkirk evacuations and served in Palestine. In January 1940, Clifford sent Irene a letter. It was the most vile and disturbing letter that Irene had ever received. It accused Irene of committing all sorts of sexual indiscretions while Clifford had been off fighting king and country. Between January and August 1940, Irene received a series of shocking and vile letters from Clifford. Distressed and heartbroken, Irene took the letters to her neighbour, a probation officer called Eugene Lee. He advised Irene that enough was enough and she needed to seek a separation order. On Tuesday the 8th of October 1940, Irene was granted her separation on the grounds of Clifford's persistent cruelty. On receiving the news that he was now legally separated from his wife, Clifford went to his superior, Major Basil Charlton Deacon, and asked for compassionate leave in the hope that he might salvage the relationship. Major Deacon granted the request. Clifford spent Thursday the 10th of October 1940 drinking around the pubs of Greater Manchester. Heavily intoxicated, at 8:30 p.m, Clifford made his way around to number 450 Stockport Road, where Irene now had lodgings. He made his way up to her room and he fired his rifle twice through the door. Clifford carried Irene's body down to the kitchen, where he began to hold her and started crying. Clifford's mum lived nearby and she was called to the scene. Clifford was completely uncontrollable and he cried, "Oh Ma, can you help her, because I shot her." Then Clifford's behaviours suddenly deteriorated and he stuck his hand up his dead wife's skirt and started to fondle her genitals. When asked to stop, Clifford screamed, "I can love her, she's my own wife." Clifford Holmes' trial commenced on Monday the 16th of December 1940 before Mr Justice Stable. It would last just 2 days. The majority of the trial was taken up by expert medical opinion to try and decide whether Clifford was in his fit and proper mind when he murdered Irene. Army Medical Officer Major Purser stated that Clifford was suffering from schizophrenia and therefore didn't understand the full implication of his actions. Dr. Walter Henry Grace said that Clifford was suffering from a sexual obsession which was brought on by anxiety and neuroses. Dr. M.R.H. Williams, the prison doctor, who had no expertise with mental illness, said that Holmes was perfectly sane. The jury decided to believe the doctor with no experience of dealing with people with mental illness. They found Clifford guilty of Irene's cold-blooded murder. Mr Justice Stable had no other option but to sentence Clifford to death. On Tuesday the 11th of February 1941, Clifford Holmes, a damaged war hero, was executed for the murder of his wife. If you've enjoyed today's true crime story, then you can buy the Murder Tales books exclusively from Amazon, and they're completely free to read if you have Kindle Unlimited. If you're watching this video on our YouTube channel, then please give us a like and a subscribe. If you're watching this on TikTok, then give us a follow. And don't forget that you can subscribe to the Murder Tales podcast wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. Until next time, don't have nightmares.